Hey guys, Larry the tractor guy here. Hey, we've got a R4038 sprayer this morning that we're looking at, and it's got some boom fold issues. And so we're going to look at this real quick. And the customer's complaint is that the left boom will not fold all the way in auto. So when he auto unfold and fold the boom, the unfold works fine, but the fold up sequence, when it begins to fold, it will not fold all the way up. And then of course when it doesn't, it's wanting to go ahead and set the boom down in the cradle before the boom even gets up to the cradle on the sprayer. And so he's having to go in and unfold and fold each individual section, and not able to use auto boom fold and unfold. So we're going to take a look at this real quick and see what we get into. We're going to go ahead and hit our mode switch down the floorboard here and go ahead and try and see if we can do an auto fold and see what's going on here. So I'm going to go ahead and hit my switch. The boom's coming up like it's supposed to. It's starting to fold now. Okay, the left side has stopped. The right side is trying to come in here. Okay, it's coming in pretty slow, and you can see what's happening there. So the boom is not even up to the cradle on the sprayer, and it's basically trying to go ahead and set the boom intersections down in the boom cradle, and the boom is not even up to the cradle yet. Okay, so we're going to raise those sections back up with our tilt switches here and go ahead and use manual to go ahead and bring those booms in. Let's hit our mode switch. Go ahead and bring those back in toward the sprayer, and we'll see what it does in the unfold sequence. Okay, right boom in, bring our left boom in. Okay, set them down in the cradle. Both booms are in the cradle now, and we're going to go ahead and use our auto button here to unfold. Okay, and we'll see what it does that way. They both seem to come up fine. Everything seems to be unfolding like it's supposed to. Okay. Everything looks normal on the unfold sequence. Okay, so let's try this fold one more time. I don't like what the boom's doing here because it wants to stop about halfway in, just like that. And it doesn't seem to be working exactly like it's designed to do. This is about where we run into trouble right there. Now it's starting to lower the booms into the cradle. Okay, so we're going to stop that, and we're going to go ahead and run our booms in. Manually. Bring them in manually, and then we'll go ahead and try to run a calibration real quick and see if we can get it to calibrate. Okay, I've seen this trouble before with boom position sensors. For whatever reason, some of the problems that I've seen before is with position sensors on the boom, and it's a little bit hard to decide which sensor that you have bad sometimes, especially if it doesn't show up to be a problem. But we could go in and look at voltages on sensors, and we'll run a calibration and see what that looks like. And sometimes a bad sensor will show up that way too. And so we're going to go into calibration now and go ahead and run a cal on this boom. Okay, so we're going to go to our menu tab, and we're looking for calibration and procedures. There's our cal and procedures. Okay, we're going to select our boom. Okay, and then we're going to go and do our probably go ahead and do our auto boom fold and unfold cal. So we're going to hit that, and it's telling us it's pretty much telling us what to do there, and it's wanting us to unfold boom sections independently. Okay, and it says that this procedure requires fully unfolding the boom and ensure adequate space is available, of course. So we're going to hit calibrate. Okay, step 1, it wants us to unfold the inner boom using the floor switch and the tilt buttons. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and raise our booms out of the cradle. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and hold in on our floor switch. Okay, and hold out on our tilt buttons here, and go ahead and unfold the inner section of the boom. Okay, and when you're in calibration mode, just so you know that when you're in cal mode, it's really slow. Okay, so it's going to take a little time for this to unfold, and so I'm going to go ahead and let it unfold, and then I'll check back in with you at the next step. So we've got our outer boom unfolded now on both sides, right and left. So we'll go ahead and hit next. Now it's asking us and telling us to fold outer boom using floor switch. So now we've got to fold it back up in the reverse sequence that we unfolded it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do that and see if this thing will calibrate, and we'll check back in with you. So we went ahead and hit enter after we completed our calibration here, and now we've came up with a calibration failed. Okay, and the calibration basically failed because calibrated sensor voltages, the ranges are out of range. Okay, so it says to retry or repeat calibration, which we did with no luck. Okay, and so we're going to go ahead and look at cradle positions. That looks fine. Okay, so we're going to look at sensor voltage. Okay, and we're looking through these voltages here in our left outer folded position, left inner, those voltages look normal. Unfolded, that looks normal. The range looks normal. I think that would be our problem right there, is those two voltages right there, because they are considerably lower than the left and the left inner and left outer folded voltages. Okay, so I can see a problem right there real quick. So we're going to go ahead and unfold the boom and go back and take a look at our position sensors. From this R4038 sprayer, again today, it's been a few days since we've looked at it again. What I finally came up with was when you're using auto fold on the R4038, it automatically folds the outer and the inner booms. So after monitoring those sensor voltages, what we seen was on this left side position sensor here, it is a 5-volt sensor. Okay, and so we kind of watched that voltage on the display when we were folding the auto fold, using the auto fold to fold the boom. And when this inner left boom would fold in, it would get about halfway and then sort of stop, and then it would slow down so slow that it would not be in the cradle position at the same time as the right side. Okay, so when we were monitoring that voltage, what we seen was it got to about 4.7, 4.8 volts about halfway in. Okay, so it was at the end of its voltage range and thought that it was time to slow the fold circuit down so that it didn't bang into the side of the cradle. Okay, so long story short is that this sensor was actually our problem. This AXE14246 position sensor was actually the problem. So we installed the new sensor, went ahead and calibrated the boom fold again, and watched that voltage. Now we have a full range of voltage from unfolded position to folded position, okay? And so basically the sensor was the issue, and so if you're fighting that problem on these sprayers in an auto fold, it's a good idea to take a look at those voltages and look at the range of that voltage, because that range is very important when you're using auto fold on these R series sprayers. We're back in the sprayer here, and we ran through this calibration again. I want to show you real quick how to look at these voltages on these sensors. So basically, if I'm at my home screen, I'm going to go to menu, okay, then I'm going to go to system, then I'm going to go to the diagnostic center. I'm going to look at boom system. I'm going to come over here and look at sensor readings. Okay, now we're reading our sensor voltages here, and we're particularly looking at this left inner fold. Okay, now that we've put the new sensor on, we have a full range of voltage where it's supposed to be. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and hold my mode switch on the floor and go ahead and do an auto fold. Okay, our boom is raising up, getting ready to go into the fold position. Okay, and our left side is the one that we were having issues with, because it would stop about halfway in and then slow down, thinking that it was close to the cradle on the sprayer. Okay, and we're looking at our voltage here, and our voltage is nice and smooth, and we've got full range of voltage. So the left boom now comes all the way into the cradle, okay, and everything works like it's supposed to. Quick reminder that if you're fighting problems with boom fold on an R series sprayer, take a look at these actual voltages here in the folded and the unfolded position, and make sure that you have the full range of motion here. Very important, so that auto fold is sending the right voltage back to the controller. That sensor on those folds are sending the right voltage back to the controller. That's the only way the controller knows what to do on the hydraulic side. So when you're looking at those voltages, you want to make sure that they're making the full range from all the way unfolded to folded. And if you see one that runs out of range, and either it's really super low on the voltage range or too high on the voltage range, then you probably have a wiring problem and or a sensor problem. So we're going to send this sprayer back to the field. Larry the Tractor Guy signing out. Hey guys, check out Larry the Tractor Guy videos here, other videos here, subscribe here, and buy all your John Deere parts here.
We'll make it work. I think
we're gonna have to make it
we'll make it work. Come on, let's go.
We need to make
you need some food.
Y'all already burned me out. He's sitting in the sun over here, man.